It's raw. It's raw every goddamn year.
Yes, Lord.
CIRV'N RAW, goddamn.
Subscribe to CIRV'N IT RAW and let's keep it
all the way funky, uncut, raw. CIRV'N IT RAW, just like my boy Gutter Kane.
Yes, Lord. You done tapped into CIRV'N IT RAW podcast. I'm your host, Gutter Kane, the Gutter Man, the Pyrex Iron Chef. And today, I'm excited to introduce an extraordinary guest. This gifted young woman here is a rap artist, songwriter. She also hosts her own show, Musique Link. Mm-hmm. She hails from a legendary bloodline, being the daughter of two hip-hop icons. Her mother, Coniyac, from Doggy's Angels, as you see. Mm-hmm. And her father, Big Tray Deee. Yes, yeah. Lord, the general from the Eastsidaz. I want to welcome to CIRV'N IT RAW, Kimmie Diamond. How you doing?
Hey, how you doing? I'm so glad to be a guest on CIRV'N IT RAW. You know what I'm saying? Rough and raw, because that's how I do it from the
yes,
show.
Lord. Yeah. I'm glad to have you.
Thank
We've
you.
been tapped in for quite a while. Mm-hmm. Today is my 50th episode. So you are very, very special. Yes, Lord. Alrighty. But so I have these questions. Cause I know you've been working on a lot of stuff. You've been doing a lot of stuff. Mm-hmm. So we're gonna dive in. We're gonna give you your flowers.
Thank you.
We're gonna let the people know what you're working on and the avenues that you're taking. Okay. And so we'll just, have like I said, a legit conversation. Let the fans and the listeners and the viewers get to know Kimmie Diamond and what you bringing to the table for this new generation. All right.
Yep.
Now, the first question I always want to ask is, where you from? For people that don't know.
From LA, Los Angeles, California. Okay, grew up there. I was born in San Bernardino, California, but I grew up in LA. I know LA all my life. There's no part of LA that I have not been around. So,
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Now, how is growing up as the daughter of a hip hop icon shape your musical style and your songwriting process? How does that work for you?
Well, honestly, how is it growing up? I grew up around two of the realest authentic people I've ever known ever in my life. I just want to get that out the way. Okay. And how it shaped my musical style, honestly, it just let me know what I'm capable of doing, what I'm capable to do, and to know that I have no limit when it comes to my talent, and that, if they can do it, I'll be able to do it. And I grew up watching my mom on TV with the Doggy's Angels, performing on Mad TV, everywhere, signing autographs, all this stuff. So with me just fully experiencing like what my mom is growing up, in Doggy's Angels, it just gave me an option of what I wanted to do in my life. And how it shapes my music style, honestly, to break it down to you, the music that they were making was the music that they used to, they grew up around with. It's more so like environmental, but they do it so dope. But what shaped my music style was to let me know that I can't be weak on the mic. That's for sure. I can't be weak with my pen. That's the pressure. That's the pressure alone. The fans, the audience, they don't put pressure on me. It's just knowing that I have two of these people as my parents, that is enough pressure of it alone. I could not come out whack, but it really pushed me to be my best and use my full ability to songwrite. So, you know what I mean? I will always love my parents for that,
Okay. Yeah, because when I listen to your songs, I'm like, no. Oh my God. What? Hey, that's OG triple. Oh my, hey man, hey, I'm gonna pass out in this mode, man. Hey, I am such a fan, man. Oh my God, do you praise me, bro?
Oh, love, do your thing. I just want to say what's up.
No, I appreciate that already.
All right, bro.
Hey, Damn, that's crazy. But I almost fell out the damn chair, man. What? But nah, that's nah. But when I listen to your songs, you have that aggressiveness of your dad. You know what I'm saying? When you rap, and that's the first thing that caught my ear when I listened to you. I'm like, damn, like she got that aggressiveness of him, you know. But like I said, I could tell like you're carving your own lane, especially with some of the songs that I've heard, like the social, the subject matter, you know, like Tough and Rough, which is a song you did, which I will touch on as well, you know.
Yep.
But yeah, I was like, oh yeah, she got it. I felt like you got it. And then your personality, like you just have this sweet personality. Like it's just so like sweet, like just so nice. Like, you know, I was like, damn, like she got everything. She got it all balled up, you know. So
that's real cool because Jay Stone, he said the same thing. Like I got it when it comes to rapping, you know, because he heard my song before calling shit out and he like, yeah, you got it. So, you know. So for you saying that, I'm like, man, that's a sign right there, you know? So yeah.
Yeah, you got the voice, you got the cadence, you got the personality, you know, I think you got everything. And then I feel like you have the ambition because I've seen you, you know, do music as well as what originally made me tap in with you was actually not even the music, it was the podcast. I mean, the show that you had, you know, well, the show that you have. So it was that actually. So I'm like, okay, she's doing so many different things, but she's, like I said, carving her own lane. And that's the one thing that I think it makes people focus on, because a lot of people always expect the children to do, like if they're, you know, if they're children of hip hop legends, they always expect them to do like their parents. And it's like, no, you got to give them a chance to carve their own lane, you know. And so that's one thing I noticed from you, you know.
Yeah.
Now I see you have the Nipsey Hussle necklace.
My shame. Yeah.
Okay, now and what was your relationship with Nip? Like, what's the
He's like my big brother to me, honestly.
okay.
We know same people in the same neighborhood. Like he know my cousin, he know my uncle, my pops, and all that. So he's really like family,
Okay.
So, you know, that's the relationship right there. Just to make it clear, you know what I'm saying? So yeah.
Okay. Now, in what ways does the relationship with Nip motivate like your creative endeavors as a rapper and producer? Like,
Well, me and him was really more so into the same thing, really, like ownership,
okay.
owning your own stuff, doing the stuff that you want to do. And me and him, we were so like prideful in what we do. So we already had that ambition, you know. It was just that, you know, I come from a generation after him. So he was already head first in everything he was doing before I did. Me, I was stepping back and looking and taking notes on what I should do with my stuff. And, you know, my stuff is Icematic Studios, Musique Link, and all that stuff, just with my own stuff. Cause I never wanted to copy anybody, you know what I'm saying? Not even Nip. So, but what I learned from him was really though, was just being authentic, even though if it make anybody uncomfortable, it's just staying true to yourself, owning your stuff, and really do it with passion and purpose. And that's what really involves around my creative endeavors, and my whole process was to remain true to myself and um and to really just be honest with
Okay.
myself and just do things with purpose, because everything that bro did, it was a purpose behind it. Like the marathon is like, I've been, for the record, I've been knowing Nip Hussle since Hustle in the House. That was back in 2009, 2008. So, you
Yeah.
know, I already had the hip to him before all the marathon, Crenshaw, all that. That was before then. So I already knew that he got it. The same way how you knew I had it, I knew he got it. Just his persona, his rawness, you know, and just his stance, his whole presence was demanding.
Yeah.
And that's what I really respect for him. And I have nothing but respect for him. And also long live Nip Hussle and Long Live G.I. Joe, OMG. That's my other brother right there.
Oh yeah. I know. I listen to G.I. Joe too. I know you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
All right. Cause I like how you taking things from other, like, not other people, but you took like the qualities from Nip and applied it to yourself, but your own way. You know what I'm saying, and stuff like that. So that's what's up. I just know that there's a special connection that I feel between you and Nip. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, okay, she has like this genuine love for the stuff that he accomplished while he was here.
Right.
You know, so now to get back on your Tough and Rough song that you released, what key themes and personal narratives did you aim to express in that single? How did it resonate with your life experiences? The stuff that you rapped about on that song? Like, what type of things happened in actual, like, your life that resonated with you writing that song?
Okay, I love that. Well, that song to me, to put it in perspective, is like DMX to Slipping. Okay. That song really helped inspire me and push me to make that song, because honestly, that's the most vulnerable Kimmie that y'all will ever hear. That was like the most vulnerable. I don't really like let my guard down like that. I come with the aggression, but that was the first time that I really sit and just mapped it out. And the theme was really like testimonial, but therapeutic to me.
Okay.
With the first verse, I really dig into my childhood. You know what I mean? When I was 6, my dad, he did his bid, went to prison, and I just had to, just deal with it. And it was just me and my mom. I'm my mom only child, so we was just dealing with that, and and I was walking with a whole bunch of fury in me, but not really understanding what was going on. And if I don't calm this aggression down inside me, I'm gonna have to deal with some consequences that will step in front of what I'm doing now. So with me being aware of that, I also said in the song, like, to reinvent in my 20s so I can reinvent myself. So in my 20s, I really just focus on healing and really get myself together, manage my temper and all that. You know what I mean? That was like my childhood. And then the second verse, that was when I first opened up about losing Nip, because it took me a minute. That song came out in 2021. So we know what year that happened. So it took me a minute to touch on that. And really the second verse was really me saying what I envision myself doing. Even though I'm going through all this darkness in my life, I still see the light in the tunnel. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, I was in a rough place making that song, but it was very therapeutic for me because I had to let it out. So,
okay. Was it difficult for you to write that song, or like, did you get to a certain point during writing it and being like, I don't want to put this out, maybe it's too, it's too much on me? Or
the second verse.
Okay.
Yeah, the second verse. I was still dealing with my grieving process and fighting with being in denial and all that stuff, but so it took me a minute to finish what I said. I just stopped at the hustle part before I even wrote that, and I'm like, let me give myself a second because I'm not ready. And then, but recording it was a little bit difficult opposed to the writing. I must say it was the recording process, because I have to say it out loud opposed to keeping it to myself, because it's different when you keep it to yourself.
Yeah. See, I actually used to do music a long time ago until I started the podcast. And so I don't think people understand what you're meaning. And so I'm gonna get a little perspective on it. Is when you write something that's so touching, when you actually get to spitting it out loud, you sometimes your voice, like, you can get a tremble in your voice. It's just hard to, like, you know what I'm saying? People just need to understand, like what you saying is like, it's very difficult to really rap some stuff that's really endeared to your heart to actually get it out like that. Like writing it is one thing, and yeah, that can be tough. But when you saying these things out loud, yeah, it can be. So I fully understand where you're coming from on that.
Yeah, because you put it out in the universe, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And on top of that, you know, when you listen to the song, I yelled it out opposed to, you know what I'm saying? I had to yell it out. That was a way for me to help get it out. Like, I got you, hustle. I'm writing for you to my last breath. I yelled that shit out to help get it out, but to help y'all to hear my pain, really. You know what I mean? I heard nothing but pain when I said that shit out loud. And I really meant every word that I said. So yeah, it's a whole lot.
Okay, for everybody that hasn't, go listen to Tough and Rough. It is on all streaming platforms. Please go check that song out, cause yeah, I do feel like you came hard on that, but yeah, it's very touching, you know. So I was like, damn, she really touching on different subject matters and stuff like that, and that was one of those things that I felt like probably was your most vulnerable. And so now let's move on to the Music Link, your show. Now, now how does hosting Music Link enable you to connect with up and coming artists and make a meaningful contribution to the hip hop scene?
Well, the meaningful contribution part really comes to from the intention of it. The intention on building Music Link was to really put the main light back on hip hop. Like, none of this like dramatic stuff and all this extra stuff going on in the media to where they shaping it like, oh, it's this violent thing. No, because once upon a time in hip hop, we have the X Clan, we have the you know what I'm saying? Like, bruh, like I could go on, you know, there's like Above the Law. I mean, shit, KRS-One, golly, like it's so many. Queen Latifah, Ladies First, like
Ooh,
Moni Love, you know, MC Light, you know, Georgie Porgy. Like, it's honestly, I come from an era of hip hop where it was fun. You had all different types of crews, like in the 2000s. Like, you know, you had Dipset, you had Rockefeller,
yeah.
Beanie Siegel, everybody. Like, I just know that the contribution from Music Link is really going to shed why hip hop was as big as it is and
Okay.
why it's effective and meaningful to people. Like, hip hop got through people through a lot of stuff. Like, I just talked about DMX slipping. That got me through a lot. So Many Tears by Tupac. That got through people through a lot of stuff. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah.
You know what I
Hell
mean?
yeah.
So I'm just showing how hip hop shows a purpose. And not only that, when it comes to musically, I'm actually showing artists doing something outside of music. Like, oh, you open up a cannabis store? Okay, I'm gonna talk about that. Oh, you got your deal with Popeyes sponsorship? Oh yeah, I'm gonna talk about that. Despite of all the extra stuff that have nothing to do with music. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like, I really wanted to focus on the music part.
Okay. What
So
was the
that
original concept for Music Link? Because it was you were doing rap reviews, right?
mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you still is that still a concept that you are visiting? Like, do you still do that as well as like other avenues as well on there?
Yes, yes. So on Music Link, what we do is review on bars from either recent singles or throwback singles. You know what I mean? Like Special Delivery, the remix. I broke down Ghostface line. You know, rhinestones in my Flintstone look crazy in my sweater. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like, I was breaking that down. So just to really show, like, yeah, when it comes to hip hop, I was coming from a creative background. You got to be creative with it. Don't be vague. Don't be like, oh, I got to do this and that. Be creative. What makes you creative? What's your creative outlet?
Okay.
So that's what we review. And also we do a nice little compare and contrast. And I also review albums and how they did, why it was big, what was the impact from it, and how many records it sold, the singles. You know what I mean? It's Music Link is more so like an informative hip hop podcast with the
Okay.
intention of putting positivity back into hip hop, you know?
Yes, and that's what we need too. I'm
Yes.
tired of all this negative shit. I swear.
Me too. Me too. It's
Okay,
not. Yeah.
I like the direction that you're going with Music Link. Also, one of your biggest episodes actually was an interview you
Yes.
did with Ice-T.
Yeah.
So now,
Yeah.
how was you? You know, because Ice-T doesn't do like a lot of interviews. And I was watching an interview with Brother Lynch, and he said that because he actually had Ice-T and Cocaine on his Loaded album,
Oh,
and
okay.
he said that out of all the features he had on the album, he was like, I just didn't think I was gonna be able to get Ice-T because of where Ice-T iconic status is.
Yeah.
So how was it, you interviewing him? Because I'm smiling interviewing you. So like I'm excited to interview you. So how was it interviewing, Ice-T?
Man, it really honestly put me in a position to where I have to be not only extra prepared, but to really sort out the questions. You know what I mean? Like the questions you sent me, I made sure I did research to make sure my facts is right. You feel me? That was the most like I gotta be prepared. You know what I'm saying? I can't come at him like I don't know anything. You know what I mean? But I always been hip to Ice-T. But it's like I have to go through the filmography, the discography, all that, and he has a lot of songs. So I'm like, woo.
Yeah.
So yeah, that interview is an hour long for a reason, and he spit game at the same time, and that interview was very important because you have gems from an OG, and I'm actually was asking him like, do you think like A&R is like an important thing that we need to bring back in music because that's kind of missing. You know what I mean? I even asked him that, and he was like, yeah, A&R services should be, is very important, and it helped with artist development and all that. So it was not only me interviewing him and us having a moment, but actually giving game to the next and upcoming, like, okay, this is what the OG said. Okay, cool. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. So it was more so like a nice little outlet and a nice start. And I'm like, whoo, that was like one of the, but that's just one interview. But we plan on doing some more interviews soon with people and linking
Okay,
up.
all right.
That was the
Yeah,
first one.
I learned a lot from the interview with you interviewing him, and yes, I do think we're getting so far away from artist development to the point where I think that's why so many artists sound exactly the same.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's the only issue that I personally have when you talk about the hip hop music of today's generation is just everybody sound so much alike. You can listen to you could probably be like 3 songs deep into something and think that it's still the first song that you was listening to.
Right.
So yeah, so that's that's the issue that I have with that. But you have a lot of beliefs in like your videos that I see. So
I'm second generation Belizean American. So yeah, second generation. My mom is first generation.
okay, you got to go in depth on this one because
Oh.
because I want to know what ways does those roots like weave into your music and your overall artistic persona, because one thing your persona is really
From Belize to LA. Okay.
explain to me this. Give me this.
What's so funny is that my cousin, she called me a hood Caribbean. I'm like, you are hilarious. But to be honest though, Belize music, we into punta music. That's Punta. That's like more upbeat. It's kind of similar to like mariachi music, but the topics is different. You know what we talk about. I mean, we right next to Mexico, but my grandmother, she's full bred Belizean, and then my mom, which is my grandmother's daughter, that's first generation and I'm second. So, that's how it weaves in. But how it weaves into my whole thing, honestly, my mom kind of opened the gate with that because Belizeans, when it comes to rapping, it's not more so like what we rap about. But when I saw my mom and Shine, shout out to Shine, when I saw them do it, I'm like, what? And Shine was hard. Tell me who wanna fuck with us. Ashes to ashes, dust to dust. I'm bad. Come on.
Yeah, I know. I bought Shine first album when it came out.
Man, so yeah, when I saw them do it and people like look like me, just like me, I'm like, you know what, we can do it, you know. So we kind of like opened the bridge for that.
Have you ever been to Belize?
Not yet.
Oh, you going? You gonna go?
Yeah, I'm going though. Yeah, I got to deal with those mosquitoes, but you know, will I do it? Yeah, yeah, for sure.
Okay, all right. No, I'm with you with the mosquitoes and shit. I went to Trinidad, boy. God damn. Yeah,
Oh, they ate you up, huh?
yeah. It's some other shit. You learn to respect the U.S. when you leave this motherfucker. I can tell you that much. you learn to appreciate the U.S. when you leave this motherfucker.
That's
When
true.
when you see like not to say that certain places not ghetto, because I'm from Louisiana and we got ghettos in all the states and shit. But when you go to different countries overseas and shit, and you see they ghettos, shit, you feel like your ghetto is a damn condo. Like,
Man.
how do you manage the various roles? Because you had like you being a rap artist, producer, and a host of the music review show.
Honestly, how I manage is just staying clear with the intention. Going back to, what Nip always push, is the intent. You know what I mean? My full round intention being an artist and producer and writing this show, it's the intention. You know what I mean? Not only for now, I don't only do this shit for myself. You know what I mean? The rap part, I do it because I'm great at it. You know what I mean? The producer is that, just learning how to make my own beats and putting that together. And also on top of that, creating the show and writing it. Writing it is more so takes up my time because the extensive research, making sure my facts are straight because I'm not going to come on camera with the BS. You know what I'm saying? So how I manage really is intention and purpose, knowing what purpose is, and really knowing that the purpose is bigger than me. Like Musique Link, that's bigger than me. You know what I mean? It's not only for me, it's for you, everybody that's have love and passion for hip hop. And also, last but not least, passion. I have passion within this music shit. Nobody gonna take that away from me. So that's how I manage. And scheduling. Yeah.
Okay.
And organization.
Yeah, because I'm like, man, because you managing so many different things. Is there other things that you're doing on top of those three? Or are those like the main three focuses right there?
That's the main three focuses right now.
Yeah. Okay.
No pause for effect, my all to the death. No nigga from my city been as hard on them yet. These scars on my flesh, they all can attest. No trace of fabrication when my bars is expressed. A hog in the vet, I'm all you expect. A certified rider, biggest dog on the west. I crawl for success through darkness and death. With heart for the quest, never marked any test. I'm hard to impress, so mark niggas sweat. Still snatching medallions up off niggas' chest. Get hard for the rest, and chalk if you flex. So you don't even wanna see involved when I press. I'm all in the grass, then spark with the tech. Take off like a jet, you get off in the sec. A boss with respect, never call nothing less. Don't stall when I step, rag off to the left. A real nigga's worth is a gift and a curse. Laying down a legacy for getting to that work. Stay committing felonies to get it out the dirt. Gangster to the death of me, shit I'm about the worst. Push a hard line either on or off the turf. Playing with me crazy nigga, that'll get you hurt. I'm with all the action, all you catching is a smirk. Right before you catch it and the nigga go berserk. Consistently prolific, no other been as vicious. These sentences giving vivid illustrations when I'm spitting. Murderous descriptions, got nervous niggas flinching. They heard of how I serve and plus the turf I'm representing. City by the sea, it's strictly about the G's. That's strictly about that cheese, hitting switches, dipping D's. Pistols at the lean, and khakis to our knees. See, we a different breed, if we beefing, you gon' bleed. Creeping through a beam, and sweeping who we seen. And hitting everything except the niggas on my team. Crippin' since a teen, no snitching on no fiend. I trip on anything that's against what I believe. Fuck whoever agrees, cause they can get the steam. Riding repetitiously.
All right, we back in the fag.
Back in the thing.
Now let me see so you went and got a CD. What'd you get? What's it?
Got that G.I. Joe OMG on my grind part 2. You feel me?
Damn, long live G.I. Joe, man.
For real. And long live Nip.
Look at
Long
she.
live Nip.
Hey, you can't have one without the other.
Right, exactly.
Yes, yes.
That's how they were in real life too.
That's what's up, man. Shout out to all Money In.
Yeah, shout out to All Money In. Shout out to Black Sam. That's another big bro of mine right there, man. Shout out to everybody. Proud of all of them too. So yeah, man.
You ever thought about being a model for the Marathon clothing?
No, to be honest with you. I try to give that equal opportunity to, the girls who really want to model and do all that. So yeah, yeah, since that's what they really want to do, modeling. Me, I'm all in for this music. So
okay. I know
I got the swagger of a model, you know what I'm saying? But it's all good.
Like when they do like the street clothing, like like the track suits and stuff like that. I could see that being. I could see you taking some pictures and being, kind of like that type of street model for their clothing.
Yeah, for sure. I don't know, probably one day, who knows? But just giving people that equal opportunity, man. It ain't handed, it's destined. If it's destined to be, then it will be. So yeah.
Okay, all right. I'm surprised you ain't got a blender in your hand. You ain't smoking. You ain't smoking.
Not yet. Trying to be professional.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
All righty. Well, now we have my top question. This is the one I ask everybody. Okay. So, what is Kimmie Diamond's top 5 favorite rappers dead or alive? And one thing I do for the females is it's a courtesy. You can give me 5 female rappers and 5 male rappers, or you can combine them however you like. No particular order.
That's even better though, because I was gonna say, you want to do it West Coast, East Coast, you know what I'm saying? But female.
Hold on, no. We can do it that way.
Okay, all right then. Okay.
However you like. Look, this is the 50th episode. This is a special one. This Kimmie Diamond's moment. However you like. How you want to do it?
Okay, so East Coast. I would say number 1. It's not listed, not in order. Jay-Z. Okay. I love how he construct, and the fact that he don't even write his bars, he just said what's come to mind, his work ethic. The Black Album is one of my favorites, so I'll put Jay-Z right there. Number 2, DMX.
Oh, already.
Yeah, DMX. He came out same year I was born. I grew up on DMX. Number 3. Ooh, this one to get shaky, baby. Method Man. Method Man.
All right, METHOD man.
Yeah, I came to bring the pain, the hardcore from the brain. Let's go inside my astro plane. Yeah, I had to put them on there. Yeah. Number 4. It's getting shaky, baby. Number 4.
You got a solid one. You got a solid roster right now.
Right? Especially for the East Coast.
Yeah.
2
more. What you got for me?
Lil' Kim.
Okay.
Put her right there. Yeah.
Already.
For East Coast. Yeah. And then number 5. Like, what East Coast rapper who I cannot live without listen to? Number 5. Number 5.
I know, boy. Hip hop make it tough.
I know. It's like, which way you want to go? Like, which avenue? I'll put Rakim for number 5.
Woo! Yes, Lord. God damn it. Shout out to the Raw, man. The God MC. Okay.
Yeah, Microphone Fiend really put me on to Rakim. When I first heard that, again, this is a rapper, again, at the time that was not cussing, okay? Was not cussing at all.
Yeah.
And the way he constructed that made me want to write better, you know. So now for the West Coast top 5.
All right.
Okay, excluding my mom and dad, I want to be fair.
Okay.
Those are honorable mentions. I don't want people like, of course you're gonna say that. So yeah, those are honorable mentions for the West Coast. My mom and pops.
Obviously.
Nip Hussle, that's number 1.
Okay.
Number 2, golly, you gotta understand. There's a lot of people on the West Coast.
No, I'm saying you got a lot to choose from. You got you got a lot of choices too.
Ice Cube. I gotta put him at number 2.
Okay.
And then Tupac.
Okay, that's 3.
Tupac. E40.
Ooh. 40 Fonzarelli.
Yeah. 40 water, you know. And last but not least, gotta put K-Dot on there. Kendrick Lamar.
He deserves to be. I think that we got to start talking about that actually now.
Yeah.
Okay. You got any? What about South? See?
Oh, wait. Honorable mention, Corrupt. Honorable mention.
Oh,
Honorable mention, Corrupt. He would be in my top 5. But yeah, Corrupt. South. Woo! South. Outkast. Had to do that for South. Okay. Lil Wayne, man. Lil Wayne. I have to give him credit on his pen.
Yeah, that's longevity right there.
Mm-hmm. Man, I really rock with C Murder though. If he did not catch that case, I think that he would have man, I really fucks with C Murder. And who else in the South? Migos.
Okay, that's 4.
Migos. I give them credit. I grew up on Migos, so 4. Okay, last but not least.
Got one more.
Woo! Ludacris.
Luda.
Yeah, Ludacris. Yeah, I love Ludacris, man. I grew up on Ludacris for real. I love the videos. The videos honestly put me on Ludacris. I was like, oh man. So yeah.
Y'all, but I feel like you and Luda have a similar personality too.
Really?
Yeah, like y'all both seem like y'all like to have fun, man. Y'all just, hey, I want to do I'm doing my own thing. I'm being what's comfortable for me. I want to have fun, you know, shit like that. And Luda's one of those underrated people. You know, I don't feel like he gets the same. I don't feel like he gets the respect he deserves.
Yeah, I mean, golly, when I first heard Southern Hospitality, I just liked the way how he delivered. It was his delivery that really put me on, because that's what made Luda was his delivery. Cadillac Mills, Cadillac Grills, check out the oil, my Cadillac spills. It was the way his delivery is, even though it could be so simple. And that's what helped stood him out. So for sure, I have to put Luda on there. And in the South, y'all got a lot of people over there that deserves a lot of credit. You know what I mean? So that was a tough one. I'm like, damn, because we could go, Luda, Nelly, UGK, and everybody. I have nothing but love for everybody in the South.
Okay. Hey, no question. You think you can do a top 5 Midwest? Since you said Nelly. See, Nelly is more considered a Midwest than South artist.
Midwest?
Yeah. So you're looking at like, let's see, Kanye, Bone.
I'll put Bone in there. I'll put Bone in there for sure. I would.
Tech Nine.
Yeah.
It's a. Basically, you have that whole Illinois, Missouri.
The Brat.
Yes. The Brat. Okay.
Yeah.
So you got Bone. Is it Bone Tech?
Shauna.
Oh, yeah, Shauna.
Yeah. A lot of folks don't know she's from Chicago. Some folks thought that she was from the South. I'm like, nah, she's from Chicago.
That's 4. You got one more? You got another one?
All respect to Chicago, King Von. If he was still alive, he would have. Man, I'm telling you, if he was still alive, bro.
Yeah, man, I think Von had it too. Von had it too.
He had it like every single song. It's like, dang, and the storytelling that he was on, he was gonna be one of them ones, man, for real.
Oh,
dang. I give Von his credit too. He didn't even have a chance to smell his flowers though.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah, Von had that it factor. He did. He most definitely did.
Yeah.
Now, as a female coming up in this game, what obstacles have you encountered as a woman in hip hop?
Well,
how have you been able to navigate through those challenges?
I would say the biggest one is I don't have to exploit myself in order to get where I want to go. You know what I mean? Like, I know the whole sex sales and stuff like that, but I don't make music like that. I don't, you know what I mean? That I feel like that is like an intimate part. Even though I said Lil' Kim was in my top 5 or whatever, that's Lil' Kim. I fucks how she, I rock how she did it. But I think the biggest is like me not exploiting myself, because I feel like you want to, like, if you have to constantly exploit things, people around you and stuff like that, it's gonna burn out and it's gonna be like, what else left to exploit? I'm definitely ain't gonna exploit myself, you know what I mean? Yeah. And I'm a tomboy, so I'm not gonna be all in like, oh, like, no disrespect, but how Ice Spice is doing it, that's not me like that. I don't really offer myself as the girl that's gonna be twerking and stuff like that. That's not really my persona. Everybody who know me know that I'm a tomboy that like to have fun, you know what I'm saying, kicking it and do whatever. So, that is the biggest part. But I would say for my peers, I know it's different in my case because of who my father is. That's play a big part. But I know for my female peers is trying to get beats from producers and producers wanting a favor, and you know what I'm saying, or anybody in the workspace, as far as like, managers or whatever, they want something extra out of the deal to where they want to use your career as a weapon. Like, well, if you ain't gonna do this, if you don't want to go on a date with me or whatever, then you ain't got no record. And I just think that as for a female artist, that is unfair, because this is supposed to be rap, not prostitution. So I really don't like that, but you hear that a lot. I know that doesn't happen in my case because nobody would dare to try that with me. No.
No. Hell no.
Okay.
No.
But this
I don't think he would go for that anyway.
No, and they better not, because they gonna see, because they gonna hear the Tray Deee and me before they hear from the man. Okay.
Ain't nobody playing with y'all.
No, not at all. But this is just me, just more so speaking up for my peers who can't speak up, or you know what I mean, like just keep that hitting or whatever, like, because it's like a lot, or like due to contracts and all that shit. But female artists for sure have dealt with that. Producers holding songs over their head and beats over their head for a extra favor. And it's like, you don't have to do that. So this is just more so me speaking up for them. And some of y'all producers stop that, because y'all holding up y'all bread and y'all business doing that anyway. It's not going to help none. So, yeah. So just know, try that shit with me. It's going to go up, okay? Yeah.
Look, y'all are the definition of gangster at this point. Don't fuck around. Yeah,
don't fuck around.
Yeah. How do you perceive the evolution of hip hop and its influences on your generation of artists? Because you've kind of had a chance to. I mean, you were born in what, 98?
Yeah.
Okay, so you've kind of had a chance, like 2000s, I still had a little bit of, the early 2000s still had a little bit of that 90s feel, and now it's where it's at now. So how do you perceive the evolution of it? Do you think it's going in a good direction, or do you still think it's a lot of things that need to be worked on? Do you think we're too far out of reach with with the culture that you call hip hop? Like, what you think?
I think we still need to work on, what we need to work on, especially with artist development, stage presence, humility. That is the biggest thing that's missing. I feel like is humility. You know what I mean? Because even though I appreciate interviewing and stuff like that, I'm not gonna let any of this go over my head and thinking that, I'm gonna be on top forever. Like,
gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? And just because the views and the numbers is great, that does not mean you have to change your whole persona and treat people messed up. You know what I'm saying? But I do feel like with the evolution of hip hop, I feel like since Kendrick Lamar just really honestly set the plate out for us to, especially the West Coast to like, okay, it's got to be our time now. I really felt like Kendrick brought back the importance of bars.
Yes.
Like, don't be on the mic just saying shit just to say it. He literally sat, write it out through it. We talking about double, triple, quadruple entendres. Like, I really felt like the evolution would be at a good direction if we start to challenge ourselves. You know what I mean? Because I treat this shit as a sport. I could write a verse just like that, but it's about the subject, the topic, and actually doing it because you want to do it and have passion for it. Yeah. You know what I mean? That's the biggest part for me, is that if you have passion for hip hop, it's going to show. But if you don't, it's going to show. So I really felt like we do have work to do. But do I believe it's going in a good direction? Yes, if people take account of what Kendrick Lamar has opened, the door he opened.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, if he can do it, you can, but stay true to this and make sure your creativity is up to par, and don't try to be anybody else, and don't try to do what everybody else is doing, because if it worked out for them and you believe it's going to work out for you, you're not going to get the results that you want. So and that's what my mom and dad always taught me. Do it because you want to do it because you're passionate of doing. You know what I'm saying? Don't just get in the hip hop lane because you think it's going to make you money. You know what I mean? That's all you doing it for. Like, that's not the main reason why I do this music, is because it's the money and the fame and all that stuff. I do it because I'm great at it and I'm passionate about it. And it's a form of expression. It's my favorite form of verbal expression. So
yeah, I can tell you're passionate about it, because every time you speak about hip hop, you come from the heart on that shit. Come from the heart on it. Like, I can. And you know what's crazy? I'm glad you brought up the whole Kendrick thing, because that was one thing I did notice. It was I was watching an old I think it was like the first Beef. Remember the Beef DVDs?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Kumo D was I think he was on the first one, and he was talking about how Busy B was a party rocker. The one that just wasn't about bars as much and stuff like that, but it was more about who could get the crowd more into the party, was basically the winner of the battle. And then Kumo D said when he got up there and he grabbed the mic and he started spitting and he started basically rapping about Busy B, he said he started turning in people's mind that what you saw, like what Busy B did, really wasn't shit. That's what that's what he put in your mind. So what I feel, this is how I felt when Kendrick dropped that song and he focused on the bars. No disrespect to the lane and the stuff that Drake has done,
right?
But it almost makes you think like, well, the shit that Drake did really ain't shit. Like, like that's how I took it, because I was just like, yeah, Drake is a phenomenal artist, but getting in that arena and going against a person like Kendrick, I'm like, you should just know, like, that wasn't the smartest move, I feel. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, you good with songwriting, but when it comes to a person like Kendrick, like, I've seen and heard bars from Kendrick where I'm like, what the fuck was he thinking about when he wrote this? Like how'd you come up with this?
Yeah, that's how I felt about K-Dot when I first caught wind of it, because my mom put me on to him, because a close friend of my mom put Kendrick on, you know what I'm saying? Like, as far as like songwriting and everything. Well, not more so like building an artist up, you know what I'm saying? Help mold. And he helped mold K Dot. So when I first heard K Dot, I was like, oh, he finna be one of the ones. And I already knew because he come from that freestyle era to where we at school rapping and trying to be the best at the table. Like he come from that challenging era. Like I love this kind of challenge. And that's where Drake kind of messed up. It's like, yeah, you interested in the battle rap, all that stuff, but he was breeded into this. He treated this as a sport. He wants to be challenged, and he took every challenge. That's just the difference. You know what I'm saying? Opposed to, you know, because that Euphoria, I know that's what you was referring to. Euphoria. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I thought Sheether was something else, but that right there. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and he was just coming back to back and shit, not like us. And then he just like he did Euphoria, and then he came and dropped it. I was like, dude, that's the dude you chose the challenge. Like you really thought you was gonna win in that? Like, nah.
Yeah, he was not letting up. And the scary part is it was just continuously getting like worse and worse, like especially on Old Boy. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I never seen anybody annihilated verbally in this matter back to back in 1 week. It was crazy.
Yeah, I'd have said fuck it too. He should have tapped out like J. Cole did.
Yeah, and then when I found out that Corrupt was in K Dot's top 5, I'm like, this make all the sense in the world because Corrupt was just like that. You know what I mean? Just like that. Like I could battle any dude right here, right now, bar for bar. What we doing? Like he came from that era. So I'm like, Drake, I don't know.
Yeah, look, Corrupt said one time where he was like, in order for somebody to be signed to Death Row, they had to outspit him.
Yeah, that's true.
That was true. Okay, because I was about to say,
that's true.
I don't know. I was going to say, ask your dad and see if that was a true statement. But I was like, yeah, he said that it was either him and Badass, or is it just?
It was him and Badass. Yep, that's true.
Okay.
Yeah, and this was more so with Snoop and TVT Records and Doggy Style Records. That's that's what Doggy's Angels and the Eastsidaz. That's where they albums came out of. But yeah, Snoop was like, if you cannot out rap Badass or Corrupt, I don't know how tight you are. So that was the sentiment. So that is true.
Okay. Well, y'all heard it. Y'all heard it is legit.
Yeah, and long live Badass too. First off, long live Badass, man. Yeah.
R.I.P. to Badass, man. Yeah, Badass was, and I feel like Badass was getting to that point too, but because when he dropped Wrong Idea.
Hey! Get the wrong idea about me. I got nothing to hide. Yeah, that was just listening to that yesterday.
Yeah. Dude, I told Cocaine when I talked to him, man, because I called him the other day. But yeah, some of these songs, like when you like, even when I hear you like rapping the verses, I was smiling and shit because I'm like, damn. It just automatically take you back to wherever you were when you heard the song.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm just like, damn. But
yeah, and Doghouse Riders. So proper. I came up like the liquor store robber. I'm so LA like the Dodgers or the Lakers, man. I put money on players, man. Badass was hard, man.
Oh yeah, man. Most definitely, man. I ain't even gonna lie. I actually kind of hate that they didn't let them use the Doggy's Angels, man. I hate that shit too. Ugh.
They didn't use the
Charlie's Angels thing. They were trying to keep them from using the Doggy's Angels. Copyright issues.
Yeah,
you would know more about that than I do. But I just heard that and I was just kind of hated because I just thought that was a perfect concept for that group. Concept for that group.
It was. I mean, look how it turned out. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is classical right here. Everybody who I know, you know what I'm saying? Even Nip banged this shit. Like, everybody who I know, like, especially in LA, they like, man, this is classic, man. And plus, it was on a billboard on Slauson. Like, it had billboards everywhere. This was a big thing. Like, yeah, so it was nothing but support. And then when that shit happened, it's like, damn, man, you know what I'm saying? Just cut it out, you know, because no other females done it how they done it. They the reason why I rap. They the reason why. No, it's real shit. This is the first rap album I've ever heard ever in my life. Okay.
Shout
All
out to
right.
Coniyac, Big Chain, and Cola Low.
Right, exactly. All right. You know, so shout out to them. No one done it like how they did it.
That's what's
you
up,
know?
man.
Yeah.
Now, so Musique Arena helps, or they're behind your Musique Link show. Okay. So now what significance does like they hold in supporting artists like yourself, and how does it shape the music distribution landscape? Because they're an online distribution company, right? Okay, so what part do they play with your show?
With me being the writer and also the co-producer of it, what they really help is to put it on display, to help set up the show, help me set up interviews, really though the releasing process of it. And the significance of them really is to really put back the releases and the promotional behind that, because one thing that we have noticed so far with these, and this is no shade, but this is true, okay, if the shoe fits, the shoe fits.
Oh, they coming out.
I'm just saying, most of these hip hop platforms, they don't really report on, oh, an album dropped this, artist dropped this album today. Oh, this album finna come out this Friday. They don't report that. They report, oh, this went on Instagram Live, and oh, he got arrested, and this and that. It's more so of the negative, what's going on, and it excludes music, but you call yourself hip hop. And I think that's why a lot of people in this generation is confused on what hip hop is. They want to say hip hop is destructive and this and that, but no, this is the BS. Okay, the artist so happens to be in the BS. That's just really what it was. So the significance of Musique Arena is to put the full attention on the artists and the work that they want to put out. Put that back onto the forefront. Whatever is going on in your personal life, that's up to you, and whatever you want to expose on your stuff. But on Musique Arena, well, we focus on what you dropping, what you putting out. Like, for example, like Jay Stone dropping Rolling Stone mixtape. We made sure we post that on our stuff. Like, okay, he dropped the album. Check that out. Big Tray Deee, Malice, that's out. Put that on. So, so far and so forth. And also Musique Arena not only has my show, but has my mom and dad's show, D Yak and Crook, as well on there. So, y'all want to check that out. They do a more thorough album review. Like the episode that I was featured on was Kendrick Lamar, Good Kid, Mad City, and we did a review on that. So really though, just putting the excitement, the passion back into hip hop, like how it really is, truly is. So.
Oh, okay. No, that's good. That needs to be the topic, because it has been too much negativity, and it's like every time something negative happens, that's the forefront of everything, and they never put the positive things out there. So, okay, all right. And then another thing is, what's your aspirations for the future in the music industry, and what goals do you aim to accomplish as an artist? So where do you see yourself going as an artist, either with the show or as a rapper?
I really do see myself as, well, besides me thinking of myself as the queen, what I see myself in the future in the music industry is really not to sound vague, but really being one of the ones, like, I'm not trying to compare my career to Lil Kim, but I will really like to reach those heights. You know what I'm saying? As far as like, especially like with fashion, but with my own kind of fashion, you know what I'm saying? Like me wearing this, rocking this. Musically, honestly, along with the show, I really do see myself reaching those heights.
Okay.
I know I sound vague right now, but golly, I'll just,
No, hey.
This is a deep question, so I try to make sure. But I would say my goals to accomplish is to have a positive impact. That's one of my goals. Okay. That's the biggest goal, is me leaving a positive imprint on hip hop and with anything that I do. And my biggest goal, and another biggest goal really though, is to remind people, where I'm come from, letting people know that I'm not ashamed of where I come from, and to, carry on my, big bro legacy as well. Make sure he's not forgotten, along with G.I. Joe OMG, long live him. And in the music industry, I just really want to be that female artist that not more so that girls look up to, but would learn from, and just know that I'm authentic, I'm real, I'm not a gimmick. Kimmie Diamond is not a gimmick. That really derived from like my real name. It's just that the diamond part is more so just how I feel about myself. I'm a diamond, I'm a 10, the full package and all that. That's really where the name came from. And Kimmie, that came from my middle name. My middle name is in Swahili for silent. So that's how my name came about. But really though, I really do see myself as being inspirational to the other female artists out there. Like, yeah, you can do it. And I'm really true to this. This took years of development. I'm not no nepotism baby. So none of y'all start that shit. I really did this. I really wrote in notebooks. I have 10 notebooks in, in one of the rooms full of rhymes. So I'm very serious about this. But yeah, that's really one of my goals, is to be one of them ones.
Okay. Are you going to put out any more, like, I know you've been pushing out music, but are you working on like any album, EP, anything like that?
I'm working on music. I write verses every day. But yeah, I will be putting something out. I have to, because last year me and mom, I collaborated on my mom's album, Duffel Bag Music.
Yeah.
Hosted by Snoop Dogg. Also, shout out to Aunt. So yeah, I have to put something out. You know what I'm saying? She put the battery on my back, and just because at first I wasn't gonna do it. I was like, nah, I was gonna let you sign. She's like, nah, you gonna do it. And then she gonna tell me, oh yeah, I want you to be on it first. I'm like, be on it first. I'm like, oh shit. So she just put the battery back. I did.
Yeah, you killed that shit.
But yeah, I know I took a long hiatus. I've been dealing with back-to-back losses and all that stuff. So I know I haven't been consistent with releasing music, but I will be releasing music soon. But my people's got to come first, so.
I got you. Self-care is a thing, you know what I'm saying? And I'm glad that you're taking that. Well, from Gutter Kane and Serving the Raw to Kimmie Diamond, I want to give you your flowers right now. Not only, like I said, for the things that you have accomplished so far, but the stuff that I know you're going to continue to push yourself to achieve.
Mm-hmm.
I also want to thank you for taking the time out with me to be interviewed today. Like I said, this is a safe space. We tapped in with each other. So anytime you want to connect on another episode, or, if you just want to, keep, my viewers and listeners, as well as the people on your platform that follow you, up to date on what you're working on, you can always just tap in with me, hit me up, and, no problem. I would love to do this again with you.
And thank you so much. And I want to give you your flowers too as well, because I can see that you really indulge in hip hop and you really love the culture because of the questions that you gave me and the professionalism that you got. I really see that going far. You know what I mean? And I really see that you doing this podcast, and the topic of the podcast is what you interested in. You ain't doing it because everybody else is doing it. You really had a purpose in what you're doing. So I want to give you your credit as well. And thank you so much for being professional and cool with me. So,
Oh, for sure. Anytime. So viewers and listeners, I want to thank y'all for checking out this episode. I want y'all to make sure y'all follow Kimmie Diamond on all platforms. How can they hit you up on Instagram?
Instagram at Kimmie Diamond. Okay. IKIMMIE Diamond. Okay. And yeah.
Alrighty. Well, like I tell everybody, thank y'all for checking out the podcast. It's so raw you can practically OD. We fixing to get up out of here, and we will talk to each other and all y'all later. Peace.
Just make sure the coke fire. Told the jeweler cut some links and bring the gold.